Okay, 7 weeks down of a 13-week regular season, so past the midway point now. Here on Pac-12 After Dark, time for some mid-season awards. Subject to change in 6 weeks, but
maybe by next
right
week.
now. Maybe by next week.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's start with Offensive Player of the Year so far. Who would you take, Shane?
So far, this is tough because I really do like what B.J. Baylor's doing at Oregon State, and you know, he's been impressive this year. But to me, offensively, it's Zach Charbonnet. I think UCLA is the best team right now in the South, and it's because of him and the way he's been able to run the ball steadily week in, week out. He's got a quick little burst, which I like, but the most impressive thing is his power when there's nothing there and he's able to create his own holes, create his own space. And when he's rolling, that UCLA team, like I said, it looks pretty.
What up?
Oh, you're making me ask. All right, Bump, who you got?
Oh, man.
Set me up like you set him up.
I need the dish. Man, I'm going with receivers, and I'm going with Drake London, man. This guy is the best receiver in college football. I'm going to go out and say it. Over 800 yards right now, I believe 832. He's on pace to have 1,600 yards. That would be the second best season for a receiver at USC. Marquise Lee had about 1,700, but this guy does it all. He can go up top, go get it, he can go across the middle, make the tough catch. He's not going to run by you, but he's fast enough to make safeties have to turn their hips and go. When you see Drake London on the field, no matter where he's at, everyone's finding the safeties are looking for him, corners are matched up with him. Drake London, best receiver in college football.
He probably had 15 catches this week on the bye. I mean, the man's unstoppable. It's a thrill to watch. He really has been one of the highlights of the year. All right, Bump.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year so far.
Defensive, I got to go to Utah and Devin Lloyd, man. This guy entered the season a preseason All-American. He did something this year he's never done before. He has 2 interceptions, first in his career. He is the backbone of this team. Before tonight's game, he had 54 tackles, at second in the league. I'm sure after today, he probably had 8 or 9 more of those things. But he's everywhere, man. He's long, he's big, he's fast, he's athletic. He's a guy who's going to have his name called on Sundays. I like what he brings to the team. He wears a little do-rag under his helmet. My coach will not allow that, so big ups to you for pulling that off. But Devin Lloyd, man, he's a baller.
You're right. 8 tackles today for Devin Lloyd. We were talking about this during the game, like, what are we going to do? You went with Devin Lloyd. He immediately had a PBU and a tackle. A PBU and a sack. He had 2 sacks today, 4 TFLs. So big performance from him in a huge game. PTPer, baby. All right, how about you, Shane?
I'm taking it up to Corvallis, Avery Roberts, linebacker at Oregon State, and I'm just impressed with what Oregon State's been able to do this year. Not a lot of people expected them to be good, but these players have stuck with this program and gotten better. And Jonathan Smith, my hat's off to you as well. But Avery Roberts has been anchoring this defense. He is all over the place. Multiple games with double-digit tackles, 16 tackles a couple of weeks ago. You know, when you have somebody like that who's been through the program, who's seen Oregon State when they weren't playing very good football, and now they're transitioning into a solid team in the North. I got to tip my hat to Avery Roberts and everybody up there in Corvallis.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said it last week, but he's been a big piece of the fact. Jonathan Smith shows up. They're 129th in defense. They're giving up 46 points a game. Then they're 105th. Then they're in the top 100. Then into the top 50.
Yeah.
And it's been really impressive. So, I mean, that's Coach of the Year material.
See where you're going.
Coach of the Year material. How about mid-season Coach of the Year?
Chip Kelly. And I think what he's been able to do, I mean, you trust the process, right? We say that a lot of times, and coaches need to get their guys in and coach them up for a few years, and that's what he's done. He's had time to bring in his players and formation, the offense, the way that he wanted to, and it's working. And not only is UCLA the best team in the South, UCLA beats Oregon next week.
Okay, and then that was a prediction right there.
Yeah, it was. Heard it.
You heard it right here. Trust.
All right.
I'm nervous, though.
Man, I got to go with Jonathan Smith, what he's doing down there at Oregon State. It's been fun to watch, man. They're 4-2 right now. They have one of the best running games in the country, in the league, in the conference. It's them and UCLA with B.J. Baylor and all that stuff. And they've been patient with Jonathan Smith. He comes over as a coordinator from University of Washington. He's getting his guys in, and he says something that made sense. He goes, we're recruiting guys we think that we can come here. So now we're going to change our offense to fit these guys. He's not trying to go to Texas and go get 4 or 5 stars. They're like, look, we're going to get guys who want to come here. And you're seeing that, like Shane mentioned, man, these guys have stuck in this process, stuck in this program, and they're reaping the benefits now.
So neither one of you picked the guy who I think is got to be number one right now, which is Kyle Whittingham.
He makes a strong case.
Going through the most challenging season of his career, he said, right? He had Ty Jordan die in the offseason. They had to deal with that. Aaron Lowe then gets killed a few weeks ago. They go to the funeral. They're the last unbeaten team in Pac-12 play.
Right.
I mean, it's
the adversity
we'll see how
that
things
they've
play
gone
out,
through.
but
I mean, the adversity that they've had to deal with in the last 8 months is just unbelievable.
And look how they're playing.
Yeah.
It comes down to leadership, and Kyle is showing, like, look, whatever they're doing, they're not gonna tell us what's going on inside, the meeting rooms and the weight room and all that stuff. But the message that he is sending to his kids right now, they're buying in, they're staying focused, they're locked in. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, really impressive. Easy to root for. I mean, you just what they're doing. It's no doubt so impressive. All right.